And, check his hard drive. That's the person whose hard drive you want to look at.
Check his hard drive, yeah.
So, it's just such an obvious warning sign to me that what's happening inside of someone is probably not that good.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking to destroy someone, particularly, like you're attacking someone online, particularly, almost all of those people are deeply broken. There's always some creepiness that lurks behind the scenes that you're trying to cover up for with your actions. Almost always. You're trying to put the light on this person. You're going to put the eye of Sauron on this person to keep it off yourself. I've seen that a lot of, self-proclaimed male feminists.
Sneaky fuckers.
Yeah, that I know to be creeps, and I'm like, ew. And I'll see them attacking some other guy, and I'm like, oh, God. I don't dive in, but I want to sometimes. Sometimes I want to just burn the boats and pull the fucking pins on the grenades.
You know what I don't like about that sort of level of aggressive criticism? I think you could describe me as a criticism hyper-responder. I'm someone for whom it probably impacts me more than it should do, certainly more than it should do for someone who gets as the level of attention that I've managed to get myself to now.
Right.
And what I don't like about it is it causes people like me to be way less confident in their own positions, because you think, oh, well, most people, if it was me, I would only give feedback if I was really certain and if I had this person's best interests at heart and if I wanted them to do better and if I actually knew what I was talking about. Then I would tell this person what I think about them and what I think about what they're saying.
Right.
And if you apply that rubric to everybody else that gives you criticism, you give undue, unfair expertise and legitimacy to people who don't have your best interests at heart. They don't understand what you're trying to do. They don't care about you. They don't get it. And it causes a lot of people... Basically, I think that criticism killed more dreams than a lack of competence ever did, because people are just... I'm worried about pushing these boundaries too much.
Sure.
This person... All of my friends tell me the truth. Why isn't this person on the internet? There's this idea from Ethan Kross called criticism capture. So you'll have heard of audience capture, right?
Yes.
Where a creator starts feeding red meat to the audience. It becomes very predictable.
Yes.
Criticism capture basically says it's not the compliments, but the criticisms that are more warping. That over time, what you end up doing is changing the way that you speak. You become flaming sword wielding, card carrying member that's as aggressive as possible to push back against it, or you go the other way and you begin to caveat very aggressively. You start to dampen down all of your opinions so that nobody can take offense to them. You have these unnecessarily long sort of diatribes, this sort of weird land acknowledgement. Well, we must remember that women are struggling with the thing and we have to the memories. But now we've got that out of the way, let's talk about men's problems or whatever it might be. And I think I just wish that the internet was a little bit more positive sum as opposed to negative sum. And I understand that people bind together over mutual hatreds of outgroups. Like the oldest story in human history is that group of people are different to us.
Yeah.
Let's get them.
The oldest story in history. I mean, it's tribal genetics. It's like baked into our DNA, literally. And it can be manipulated. And when people are doing it, and they're doing it with a very obvious distortion of your actual position, just to label you as the worst possible, least charitable version of you that could ever be remotely considered. You see that all the time, where people are just trying to distort a narrative. You're seeing that right now with Elon, right? You're seeing people justify violence and extreme vandalism, and you're seeing people cheer it on, and it's very strange. There was a thing on The Daily Show where the host was talking about the attacks on Tesla and people keying people, and the audience starts clapping and cheering. It's so strange. It's so fucking strange. And it's also just shows you how positions just completely flip-flop. Like the Tesla used to be the car that you drove to let everybody know that you were environmentally conscious and you were a good leftist.
Yeah, it's a good question. Do we care about the environment or not? Because those fumes that are being kicked out of that are
like
not good.
1,000 jet airplanes flying overhead for a year.
Yeah, yeah. It's wild.
You're lighting batteries on fire. They're so toxic.
Lithium and all sorts of shit getting pissed into the environment.
Oh, it's all going to come down in rain. It's going to pollute the water. The fish are going to be polluted. You're not going to be able to eat them.
But we're doing good. This is for a righteous cause.
Yeah. And it's all funded, too. It's funded by NGOs. That's where it gets really
The
creepy.
Tesla fires are funded by NGOs.
Yeah, people are uncovering exactly what's going on, and this is where it gets fascinating because all this stuff is operated pretty much with impunity in the past, before Doge, before Elon and his crew of hyperspectrum psychopaths started to
Fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
super wizards started diving into all this data. And this is something that Ted Cruz had talked about. He said we had always known that there was these problems, but until Elon came along with these algorithms, we couldn't expose them. We didn't understand what was going on. And now they've used AI to create this understanding of the net of NGOs that is all funded by U.S. aid and by similar type programs where, you kind of have these open-ended checks that get written to the other side. That's the top. Right, yeah, right there. How often do you smoke cigars, fella?
A couple of times. Well, I fucking turned this around the wrong way. All right.
No worries.
Keep going.
But this is the essentially the way Mike Benz describes it. He's the very best at it. I don't know if you've ever seen his breakdowns of U.S. aid.
I love his episodes on here.
Incredible.
I think they're so interesting.
They're so interesting because you realize like this has been going on forever and ever and ever, and this is the arm of the government that is about regime change. A lot of the money gets funneled into these other countries, and it's under the guise of, air quotes, aid, but it's not aid. It's Agency for International Development, and it's all about influence and power all throughout the world and also at home. And one of the things that it does at home is they organize these protests. They organize protests, different NGOs do, all funded by the government, all funded by taxpayer money, in this weird way. And when they do it, they pay people to show up at these places. I've got pamphlets that people have given me that they've taken from these locations or gotten from email lists where...
Is that purposefully no digital record?
I think probably, but I don't think they care. I mean, I think as long as they're saying they're going to pay you to protest, I think that's legal. I think it's legal to pay someone to protest. So they're paying people $1,000 and they're giving them food and snacks, and you can get a lot of people to just show up for $1,000. And then some of them are going to get a little vandally. Some of them
Bring enough people together and they get vandally.
How crazy is it that the left are the ones who are painting swastikas on cars? Just understand how crazy positions can flip and flop. The left is upset that we're not continuing an endless war in Ukraine. The left is upset that this guy is uncovering fraud and waste. And so in order to stop that, you must light cars on fire and put swastikas on them because he's a Nazi, because he said, my heart goes out to you. Even though there's countless videos of AOC doing that gesture, Tim Walsh doing that gesture enthusiastically, many, many people.
I do think if you're in that position, if you've got this heritage coming in, just be careful with where you put your hands. Do you know what I mean?
Don't do that.
Like, just fucking think about where you put your hands.
He's on the spectrum, man. He's not normal.
You've seen that video comparing him and Trump's son? There's two different types of autism. Have you seen this?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God. It's so good. I think it's at the inauguration? And they're both stood next to each other, and Elon's sort of fist pumping and loving it, and Trump's son's just like staring off.
Apparently, Trump's son went up to Biden at the inauguration and said, "It's on now."
What is this? A fucking UFC fight?
I mean, that's literally apparently lip readers have like read what he said when he went up to